Hey everybody, Jason here. Today I'm going to do a quick review, or at least my initial impressions of the Airtronics M12 radio. I've been wanting to try an Airtronics radio for a long time, and to be completely honest with you, about 2 years ago I bought an M11X and I never ended up using it. It just sat in the box, and it's still in the box to this very day. But a few of my friends had driven my vehicles that used the M12, and they said, hey look, the radio doesn't feel bad, but it just doesn't feel as connected as the M12 does. So I thought, you know what, it was about time to try it. I was down at the 2014 Hot Rod Shootout at Hot Rod Hobbies down in Santa Clarita, and Jimmy Babcock, the owner, had this sitting on the counter, and he made me a smoking deal. Now, just to give you a heads up, I bought the radio, took it back to the hotel room. A friend of mine put the drop down on it and stuff like that for me, because I was kind of scrambling. And the trim button didn't work. The steering trim button would only work to the left and not to the right. So I'm sure that probably doesn't happen a lot, but it was just kind of a bummer. You know, you spend $450 on a radio and then the stupid trim tab doesn't work. Now, I didn't need to get in touch with Airtronics, luckily, because Jimmy Babcock, the owner of Hot Rod Hobbies, thank you, Jimmy, I appreciate it. He just ordered it in another radio, and a day and a half later, we just exchanged the broken one or the defective one for the good one. So I'm stoked, and it's always nice to see local hobby shops taking care of their guys. And so that's why I bought it from Jimmy, because he's a good guy, and you know, it's nice to support your local hobby shops. So anyways, let's break this baby open, and then I bought a ProTech radio case. We'll test fit this radio in the ProTech radio case just to see how things look. So this is it. So when you get it, you just open it up. Of course, it's got a big old book. I mean, it's almost like you got to go to college to work on these radios. I mean, these things are there are some seriously elaborate functions. Even on my old Futaba 4PK Super, that thing has a tremendous amount of functions. But anyways, registration card, some Airtronics stickers. I'm just going to set this stuff off to the side. And then the actual radio itself it's got this little plastic cover. And then this is kind of cool. It comes with a whole bunch of little gadgets here, and I'll show you what these are in just a few seconds. So we get this out. Finally. I mean, they got some serious packaging going on in here. All right, so this is the actual radio right here. This is the Airtronics M12, and it comes with a nitro switch, I guess, if you're going to run nitro. And there's some screws in here floating around. I hope none of them are missing, because what happened was when I ended up having the first radio go bad, or when the first radio was defective, Jimmy just switched me just the radio. I didn't take the whole box and everything there. I just said, hey, here's the radio that doesn't work, and he gave me one that does work. So I put some batteries in it and tested it just to make sure. And it's really got a nice feel to it. I like the menu system, the wheels. It comes with 2 different steering wheels, if they're still here. Yeah, so looks like Ty put most of the stuff back here in the bag. I'm going to slide it out of here real quick so you guys can see. So here is the receiver that it comes with, and it says RX471, but the part number is 92014. Now here's the kicker. The whole reason that I actually chose to go with the M12 is basically because it's got new technology for the receivers. It's supposed to be a little bit faster. The reason I decided not to use the M11X is because this radio will work with any of the Airtronics, you know, high-end receivers, where the M11X will not work with this 92014. The receiver the M11X comes with is a 92744. So it's nice because if you have a bunch of those Airtronics receivers from the older technology like the M11X or whatever, you can jump to this radio and still use all that stuff. But if I were to go ahead and use the M11X, even as a backup, it will not bind to all these new receivers. So I'll probably end up hanging on to the M11X as maybe a friend's vehicle or something like that. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty stoked about this Airtronics radio. So it comes with a few different size grips in case you've got little dainty girly hands, or if you've got big gorilla fists or whatever. It's got a couple of different grips that it comes with. I've kind of got the medium one on there. There's basically this one, which is just a little bit of rubber, and then you actually have the plastic from the radio on there. There's the super thick one, and then there's the one that's kind of like somewhere in between. It's got a little bit of rubber on the bottom. It's got some rubber on the bottom, a little bit on the top, and it's good to go. There are a lot of crazy features on this radio that it would take 200 years for me to do a video that covered all of them. But a few of the important ones are the fact that it comes with the stuff that you need to put a drop down on it. It comes with the angle piece, so if you want to drop the wheel down and angle it in any specific direction, you can do that. It also comes with a larger steering wheel, so if you feel like there's not enough resolution on the wheel, like if you feel like, some people feel like a little bit bigger wheel gives them a little bit finer motor control when they're steering. I personally like the small wheel. It also comes with a couple of these little fittings and stuff like that, and I know that you probably can't see this. Maybe I'll try and put a picture in the video, but you can actually go into the trigger and you can actually angle the trigger toward or away from the radio, because not everybody is comfortable pushing the trigger in a specific direction. So you can change the trigger distance from the grip, you can change the trigger tension, how heavy it is, you can change the wheel tension. I mean, it's ridiculous. You can program the buttons to do all kinds of different stuff. Futaba has always had a little button right up under here. In Oval, they call it a panic button, because you can set the car so it'll only turn, like, say 20%, but if you hit the panic button, it'll turn 100%, you know, if you spin out or something like that. We used to use it in touring car way back when I was like 16 years old. I raced touring car for about a year, and we would use that button as like it's kind of like a transmission brake. You would hold this button and pull the trigger, and then when you release the button, the speed control didn't have to cycle all the way through the different levels of resolution. It would just go from 0 to 100 instantly. Of course, you wouldn't want to do that in off-road because you just either do wheelies or donuts, but it's just a cool feature that's on there that my Futaba radio doesn't have. So, all right, let's go ahead and try and put this thing in the ProTech case and see how it fits. All right, so here's my brand new ProTech radio case, my brand new Airtronics M12 radio. Let's see how they fit together. See if this thing goes right in there. Oh yeah, perfect. Nice. Fits perfect. In fact, let me open this up and I'll show you real quick. Looks like A-Main or ProTech or whoever designed this did a pretty good job of getting everything to fit in there nice and neat. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that it doesn't really press fit in there. It just kind of sits in there. My Futaba radio case, actually there's kind of like a snug press fit, which is pretty nice. But I'm sure if I wanted to take a piece of foam or whatever in there and kind of wedge it in there, I'm sure that I could make it a little bit more snug. But it's perfect. There's no complaints. So there it is. If you're gonna go out and invest a bunch of money in a high-end radio, or even if you've just got a mid-level radio and you want a case, you don't want it banging around in your pit bag or whatever, take a look at the ProTech RC radio case and the inserts. They've got a whole bunch of them, and you just head over to A-Main and just type it into the little search engine, and they've got all kinds of different foam inserts. And that's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, over the next few months, as I use it more and more, and we see how it holds up under wear and tear, I'll report back to you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey, by the way, before you leave, I just want to say thanks again for watching my videos. I only make these videos so that we can have fun together. By the way, you'd be doing me a big favor if you could either comment, like, or even better, subscribe to my channel. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.